Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Atwood Bar Podcast. My name is Benjamin Afizovich, and I'm joined today by the usual crew: Salvador Flores.
What's up, man?
Islam Duane.
Yo, yo, yo.
Irvin Carrillo.
GME go brrr.
and Christopher Gianetti.
What up?
What up? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Atwood Bar castmates. GameStop has gone crazy. Wall Street is in a tiff. They're falling apart. Hedges are dying. The people have taken over.
And it's all thanks to Reddit.
And it's all fucking thanks to Reddit.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Reddit and Pornhub.
Pornhub, those
Wait,
Pornhub
what?
traders.
Whoa.
There was no
There was
video,
a Pornhub
video on it.
Bro, they thought they shorted Pornhub.
They shorted Pornhub.
Big mistake.
It's the next thing. Is it Pornhub stocks?
I don't know. It's,
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
if
like
they have it.
it's under like a parent company.
Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go for the parent company because
I'm down to short it.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
not
I
short
mean,
it.
I
Buy
mean,
it.
buy it.
The
Buy it.
parent
Not
company
buy it.
is GameStop.
All right.
GameStop owns Pornhub.
No.
No. Jesus
It's like
Christ.
a recipe for disaster.
AMC. You heard it here first. Buy AMC.
Pornhub buys
Or
AMC.
Dogecoin.
Or Dogecoin.
It's
Dude, by the time this episode comes out, everything's gonna be
I
crashed.
call it
No,
dog.
it's not, bro.
crash.
It's Doge.
I refuse
Well,
to call
you know
it
what?
Doge.
It's Doge.
When we do take this out, we could give our predictions to see exactly.
All right, let's give our
if it
predictions
happens.
right now.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go around the table.
What's gonna happen?
Yes, you go.
AMC's gonna surge.
Okay, you.
only because I have money in AMC. I needed to search.
We need AMC.
AMC is gonna say exactly the same. It's
No,
not
it's
going up
not,
or down.
Irvin. Not with that.
No,
belief,
Hey, that's my
cuz.
prediction. Let's see
Go
next
fuck
week.
yourself.
Go ahead, Chris. Your
Chris, what's gonna go on?
prediction.
Blockbuster.
You know what?
They could come back.
Oh no! You know what? That's fucking. That was a news story. There was people buying the remnants of Blockbuster and penny stocks, and that shit was had a little surge too.
I don't even know that still existed.
It
in
doesn't.
Any form.
It doesn't.
There-
It
yeah.
divide, it's
There
like
is like a store that still exists
yeah. There's like a
In Alaska.
in
Yeah,
Alaska.
in Alaska.
Right?
It's like the
it's
last
the
one was
last
in
store in
Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
apparently they don't have a really good internet up there, so they can't stream anything.
All right,
so
Ben. Your opinion. What's gonna happen next week
It
or
does,
this week?
It doesn't break $20.
No, it's gonna stay around the same.
GME stays about the same for most of the week.
Yeah, me too.
I think it'll drop
so,
down
too.
like below 200 once, and then it'll just go back up to 350.
See, people are feeding off too much of the hype.
I think this week, it's not good. Nothing's going to get resolved. I think next week, Monday, you'll see like
So the
possibly
day
the
after.
GameStop stock falling. Same
Yeah.
with AMC. It'll start going
So-
back down as people start to sell out. But this week, I think they're hanging in there.
So I think the 1st, the 5th, and the 12th are when the next options end. And I think personally, only because I'm really, really, really hoping it goes up, this week, midweek, I see millions in my account. Oh, or billions, right?
Billions.
Billions.
To the moon.
Either
How
way.
much?
To the moon, right?
How
Yeah,
much did you initially put into? Because you want millions. Okay, so you want millions. How much did you initially put into AMC?
Not
About
enough.
50 cents.
Okay, so
So, no. So, like, in all honesty, when I saw GameStop, I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen to AMC. So I was like, I don't want to miss out, right? But at the same time, I don't want to lose a bunch of money. So I was like, here's $200. Let's see where this goes.
Same thing. With,
So
yeah, same thing.
plus I was super worried because Robinhood was like denying people spending money. Like I couldn't like day trade Bitcoin.
9 people. Yo,
It was insane. I was worried for my money, so I pulled everything out.
there were some people that said they got forced sold.
Yeah.
On GameStop, where
Exactly.
where it was just like we've already sold all your shares
Without
like,
their
telling them.
consent.
Yeah.
They
Wait,
on
just
what?
sold
Showing
it.
that-
They sold it at 170,
Nobody
150.
Nobody really
on
knows
what
what was
platform?
happening.
On what
Nobody
platform?
really knows what was happening.
Robinhood.
I got
Robinhood
really,
did this shit.
I got really nervous. I'll be honest. Like I pulled all my money out of everything, and I only had like Doge, which I was like just
It's
like
just fun.
day trading a little bit,
Messing
Dog.
around with.
and it's fun. And then
Doge.
I have 200 in like AMC, which if I lose everything, like I won't be butthurt about it. But I like these.
I mean, if
scary
it has
stories.
a GameStop type run, you could make a few $1,000s off AMC if
Yeah.
if that same thing happens again.
Yeah, and I'm okay with a few thousand. I mean, like it's whatever. But I like regular trading days like has never been like this. So like
It's because people are just so hype.
It doesn't work that way. I've lost a ton of money this week because all of like the normals, because I didn't invest in any of those, like the Reddit stocks. I'm just invested in normal stocks. Shit, I
like
had
a sane person.
oh, but they pulled out.
not like a same person, but because everybody was pulling money out of
Other stocks.
everything,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
to
To
buy
cover
into
their
these,
shit.
including
to buy into that. Yeah.
hedges and normal people included that
Yeah.
were like, fuck, like why should I keep my money in Apple? It goes up $1 a day, down $1 a day for the next month, whatever. I'll fucking pull out like $1,000, $2,000 that I had in Apple, do that across, a few million fucking investors that are like, I want to fucking buy GameStop instead.
Yeah.
And they just throwing all their money in that, driving the stock prices down everywhere. Friday, the whole market was red and everything dropped like 2-3%.
Correct.
Some things dropped like 4 or 5%, which is heavy.
But it didn't crash, right?
No,
I mean,
Almost.
it was down like 500-600 points.
Yeah.
but
Have you guys
it's
seen
a lot.
that the meme with Big Bird sitting in like the executive office, and it was like GameStop sitting at the
At the dinner
Fortune
table,
500,
yeah. The dinner table. Like it's just like, all right, I'm just gonna sit right here, man. That shit came out of nowhere.
No, it
What
was
a weird time we're living in, though, right?
It's I've never seen anything like this happen.
I've never seen
No,
because
this
it doesn't
yeah.
make any
start.
sense.
I've
The
never
power
seen
of the
anything like
people.
It
this
doesn't
either.
have to make any sense. It's just a bunch of Reddit users that just got bored one day.
But
no,
like,
it's not bored
It's
one
not
day.
bored
It's
one
not
day.
board
Dude,
one
it was
day.
a- it was a
There's math that went
coordinated-
into
there
it.
was a
It was
Well, yeah,
coordinated
but-
attack.
So from what
That's
it
what I'm
was,
saying.
in the Reddit threads, pretty much, if you read into them, I didn't read into them. I saw this from a report.
I don't
but
have
was it-
Reddit, so
No, yeah, that and then I got Reddit. I'm like, this is cool. Like, and then I got Reddit. You know what I'm saying? There was this one person that posted like the fact that there was these short positions
that
a
were
while
it was
ago.
too
like,
heavily.
like-
It was
like,
overly shorted.
yeah, it was overly shorted. Like it was overly shorted at 120 to
It was
150%.
like 150% shorted, which
So-
is like it doesn't even.
So they did the
It's
math.
insane.
And the thing is that
you
they
don't
rep-
have to do the math. I'm
It's-
sorry. It's all public. It's
Yeah,
all
All
public.
public
It's all
information.
public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you go online, you can see how many people shorted it.
Yeah,
and
it's all public.
Right,
info-
but like they did the math and they were like, "Yo,
If we can get enough people to buy,
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
can force a
we could win.
squeeze, and we can
There's
drive
still
the price
math
up.
involved, boys.
and
So they got
I know,
bored,
but at that point,
basically.
that Reddit page had 2 million people in there.
Right.
Holy
It
shit.
spread like wildfire within that subreddit.
Yeah, and you can
they
get-
were like, "Fuck it,
You
let's
could
just
get
buy
it to trend
GameStop."
and then have the normal investors.
It
do
just
too.
so many things happened right that because I'm not saying that if it didn't trend on Twitter, it wouldn't have been popping the way that well, yeah,
Dude, it did help.
Twitter
helped.
Twitter helped a lot. Twitter helped.
Twitter
a
helped,
lot.
and then like the fact that the hedge funds were making it public,
Yeah.
like oh, we're scrambling to make money. Like
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna watch the news and be like, I feel bad for them. Let me pull out.
Nobody's gonna feel bad for
It's
them.
a
hell outta
beautiful
here.
thing to see.
No,
It's
it
like
was-
billionaires squirming.
One
Yeah.
of them went out when it was at fucking $40, and he was like, "This shit's gonna crash. No way, this will continue.
Yo.
This thing is dropping to 20. We're holding." And dude, like it was like just an easy like fuck you like it's like a challenge like he put. They're like, "No way, it's gonna fall." And these dudes were like, "All right, bet."
It goes to show where like CNBC, which was like the one that was pushing it the hardest for these hedge funds, for like pro hedge fund, to like stick it back to our face and say, "No, nothing's gonna pop off," and then it popped off.
It did.
It popped.
They made
off.
it too easy for him.
They made it way too like.
But-
They're like, okay, give us this free exposure, dumbasses. But this is just gonna rise.
Yeah.
More people wanted to join the cost because they're screwing these people over.
And like I'm not saying Logan Paul is like this big fucking crazy.
He's big enough that he could, if he started
He
something
posted
relevant,
something. He
Yeah.
posted something, and he was like, "Don't sell, hold." And then it was like, who else was it? Al Presidente,
Barstool
Dave,
president,
yeah,
Dave
Dave
Portnoy.
Dave
was
Portnoy.
like, "Don't fucking sell, don't fucking sell."
Everybody was doing
Yeah,
it.
so,
Like
like-
random
So, yeah.
people.
So like when you're like mother and her friends and like people that shouldn't know about these things because they're so old are like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, like, holy fuck, like,
dude,
this is a fucking thing.
this movement, like you guys know me, man. I don't fuck with stocks. You guys saw me. I went through a fucking like complete reincarnation of Sal. Yo,
Sal learned
like,
the whole stock market in 3 days.
Three fucking days, and
I
then
learned
became
the
like an
entire
expert.
Stock. Yo, I'm a goddamn expert now, bro. It's so like interesting
He's
now.
not.
Yo,
Not
I
an
got
expert,
But
but
at
you
least he
know.
knows.
Islam.
I got $1,000 and I put that shit in my Robinhood account and put it all on Doge.
Hey, at least you're in it.
Did you see the
was
story
fun.
with Dave Portnoy and the billionaire? Like the beef on Twitter.
They were arguing.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't know
billionaire?
that.
Which billionaire?
Steve Cohen.
Oh, he's
Oh,
like he's
that-
the head of
Oh!
he's the head of one of the hedge funds. I think.
He's
Yeah,
like,
he is.
he's like, "Hey Dave, what's your beef with me? I'm trying to make a living."
Oh,
make a fucking
I did
living.
see
Oh,
that. I did
no.
see that.
Like,
Fuck
oh,
oh,
yourself.
I'm sorry. You get one less jet. You get one less boat. Oh, my bad.
I saw the meme where Dave Portnoy is like,
Wait, he said that shit to him? Fuck Steve Cohen, man.
and then there was one where it was like, isn't it funny that an app called Robin Hood is Robin the Hood?
I mean, yeah, true.
Fucking memes, and that fueled more Dogecoin.
Did you guys
bro.
see his interview
Huh?
when he was being interviewed?
Who?
The
CEO?
CEO of Robinhood.
This motherfucker.
Yo, this dude was so like,
No, no,
I don't
no.
even know what to say.
Listen, he's not. He's the CEO, but he's not in charge.
He
There's
doesn't
a whole
really.
parent of the company that's like, do this, and he's like, yes.
Yeah, he's just a yes man.
This motherfucker.
He's the fall man.
They're the broker, and people like like it or not, right? Robinhood does not charge us.
right.
Yeah.
35
technically they
35%. 35% of the money they make comes from Citadel, which I believe is one of the other hedge funds.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the bigger one.
They basically pay them to fucking do something. I don't know.
Processing fee.
Something.
Every stock you buy is up by a couple pennies. So like, and they call it like a processing fee.
And this
So when
Citadel
they-
motherfucker
Yeah.
fucking bought out the what's it called? Bailed out this other the hedge fund that lost billions of dollars.
Mel-
Melvin,
1 billion.
Melvin Capital.
Yeah,
they bailed out.
Melvin.
They
yeah.
bailed out. So there's like a fucking connection between Robinhood and these dudes. It's connection between the hedge fund. They called the shots.
Right.
They were like,
Dude,
"Yo,
not even
we
just
need to
that.
stop this."
35% of their income. Imagine if fucking
That shit's
Citadel was to
illegal,
go
bro.
bankrupt. If Citadel goes bankrupt, Robinhood loses 35% of its
Yeah.
income. The company itself would also go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Everything would just collapse. I mean, like I obviously I still think it's wrong, but if I was in their position, I probably would have done the same fucking thing because I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like
you're
it's
gonna
either
lose- you're gonna
like
lose
I
business.
can't risk our whole company getting fucked.
Yep.
We can't do it. Like
Yeah.
we like I'd rather take the fines. I'd rather like the CEO get taken out. I'd rather like we go through that process than go through the process of just the whole company going under.
Right, but we gotta take
Yeah,
a
but-
stand.
Yeah,
No,
but
I-
it
I-
changed
we
the
gotta-
whole free market.
we
though.
gotta take a
It-
stand.
No,
yeah, I mean,
it was
manipulates
never
the
a
shit.
free market.
It's
you
never
know
a
what I
free
mean.
market.
You know what I mean.
That's the thing, right?
But, like,
Everyone
it-
thinks it is, but it
it
truthfully
truly
it
is
isn't.
They
not, I
let
know.
you think that it's a free market, and when you've made just enough money as a whole, the group as a whole, they're like, oh yeah, we've reached that limit. Reverse everything, short sale it, upsell it, whatever the fuck you got to do.
They
make them
have
buy out.
the hedge funds have the money to do whatever they want with the stock. If
Yeah.
they
They
want
work
to
with
drive
the
it down or drive it up, they have the power to fucking do it.
By going on
we don't.
by going on the TV and getting these media motherfuckers to get on their position, you know what I'm saying, so that they could have ad time or they could have just positions on this news organization.
So
to
what if I start
constantly say-
working for a hedge fund?
Good for you, man. You probably make a ton of cash. I
You're
don't blame you
fucking
for doing it, man. I
You're-
don't blame
you're a
anyone for
fucking
taking the
suit,
money.
Irvin. I'm ready to kill you.
What if
dude.
I'm a suit?
I don't hate anybody. If you're in a
Can't be
hedge fund, I
friends.
don't even fucking hate this Steve Cohen dude.
I don't
He's
hate
playing by
anybody.
the rules that exist.
Correct.
Yeah.
The
He
rules are
is
not
playing
fair.
by it.
So let us play him.
But
So
he's
let-
playing by the rules.
It's like
No, but
these
listen-
people
That's it.
underestimate the fucking power of social media.
Exactly.
Now that
They got
we've-
fucked. They should have
Yeah.
got burned on it.
They should have got really burned on it. They should have.
And now-
these motherfuckers should have reaped.
And now the government should change the rules regarding shorting. You should not be able to short over 100% of a fucking stock.
Nothing.
That should not
That's-
legally be
that's-
possible.
That's not right.
The stock market is basically like a casino, right? When
House
you
always wins.
When you show up, you know that the house always wins.
Correct.
Right? When they
You got to figure out who the fucking house is, though, and you
Yes,
can play on
yes.
their side.
There's a lot of
yes.
houses.
So
Hedge
like
funds.
for example, like let's start like
big-ass
local, right?
companies.
So like Encore, it's owned by like Wayne Casino, right?
Right.
And I can almost guarantee you that every casino on the Vegas Strip is probably owned by one person.
Yeah.
The farther you get up the list, it's probably like
It's like there's like three big companies. It's like
Yeah.
MGM and Wynn and fucking like one. I mean, Wynn doesn't really even own that many, but like MGM owns like tons of them. They
Yes.
own like a bunch of fucking things.
yes. So like it's basically like that. And it's like they know when to let you win,
I mean, yeah.
and they know when they got you.
It's just that this time they didn't know that they were gonna let us win because we took the W
It's
by
it's-
ourselves.
We read the
For now.
cards.
They never
read the co-
expected it.
We
For now.
counted. That's like what happened right now is like it's like a bunch of people walking into a casino knowing how to read cards or count cards.
yeah.
And then the casino found out, and they're like, "It's not illegal, but kick him out, beat him up, and kick him out."
They make their own rules.
Yeah, they like shut all the doors, and they were like, "All right,
Well, technically, okay. Hold on. It's not necessarily like counting cards. That's a bad analogy because counting cards is still seen
Counting
as,
cards
like,
is illegal.
It's
Counting
illegal?
cards is illegal in a casino. You're not
It's-
allowed to count cards.
Right? No. But it's not illegal like in the form of it's just a rule that they place.
yeah, it's a rule.
it's a
not
rule.
like
it's not saying that
But
you
they
can't
still
do
ban
it.
you from the casino.
yeah, they can
Yeah.
ban you, but it's not like jail time or
Yeah.
but-
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's a rule made up by them that you can't count cards. But that's exactly it. That's already ruled against your favor. You know what I'm saying?
But
Why
they
can't
already
that?
have the upper hand of them winning. House always wins.
Yeah.
So because you can count cards, why shouldn't you be able to? Because we know that they rig everything.
Yeah.
Everything is rigged in a casino.
Absolutely.
No matter what you do, roulette, blackjack, poker, everything is
There's
rigged.
nothing where you statistically have a better chance of winning than them.
Yes.
It doesn't exist.
Everything.
There's not
everything
one
is
thing
rigged.
where you have a higher than 50% chance of
Yeah,
winning
no,
on anything.
Yes,
Alright,
and
so-
that is what the stock market is.
All right, yeah. If you want to do all the risky shit, yeah. But there are also like, you know,
I mean,
the
there-
other
there's-
side
there
of
are-
stock
there are
market
ways-
where
there
there's
are-
safeguards that you
That's
could
like
do to your
that's
portfolio.
like walking into the roulette table.
Okay, but
putting $100 on
you
black.
can't exactly do everything on Encore, bro.
But
I
think
would-
about it in like a smaller scale.
But
Like,
casino
the
is like a
safe-
broader term, though.
Yeah.
Casino, I think,
Yeah.
is too broad for what the stock market
It's
is.
too
because
okay,
broad.
yeah, I
you
guess
can't
you
you
can
can't
say
because
specifically
just
compare
to
one
say,
to another.
To say that you couldn't would be like saying that, like, you know, a professional stockbroker and you have the same chance of making money.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah.
No, because
no.
if you know what you're doing and you understand the markets and you know everyone that's invested and you like spend the time, I'm not obviously you're correct. Nothing is 100% the stock market.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Anything could go up and anything could go down. You might be like, no way this shit drops under $1. It might drop under $1 same day and fucking bankrupt. That could happen. But you can mitigate risk and you can increase your chances of making money
Right.
with enough knowledge.
I mean-
However,
I mean, you ain't making.
Enough knowledge and enough money.
I mean, you ain't making.
that knowledge and money, it's I don't want to say it's privileged because you can find a lot of stuff out there. However, a lot of people that fuck around with this have usually had family that have been invested in the stock market and they had the
right,
money
they've been taught.
and time to invest and they were pushed towards a career in finance where they would learn about these kinds of
Right,
things.
they've been taught, and the majority of people that right now that are investing like GME and all this shit, they probably have no clue what they're doing.
No,
They're
if
like,
you were a blue collar worker,
yeah,
you know, you probably wouldn't have the time or money to really invest in the stock market. Anybody could do it. That's the truth. And anybody could do well at it if they tried hard enough and you failed enough that you learned.
You definitely have to fail.
Bro, there's fucking target date accounts. You could sit and, like you said, have returns of 6 and 7%. That's good enough. For
you
the
could throw
common
money
man,
in an
you know what
ETF,
I'm
but
saying?
even ETFs, like, they could go down,
But
but
they
you'd be
could go
betting
down
on
because-
entire sectors, like the clean energy or the gas market to go down. You need the whole market to go down to lose on an ETF, pretty much. But I mean, generally the returns are good, and year by year,
right. That's why you don't put
It's
everything.
a
in one
really,
sector.
really safe, small bet. You make
Right.
small investments that
But
come back.
if you want to be more complex, then you do the shorts, then you do the puts, the calls, the whatever. That's
That's
when
what
you
fucks me. The puts and the calls.
the puts and the calls.
I'm like, $5 million on this
but
call.
there's also things you could bet in that technically, not technically, but realistically would never go away, ever. Like the stock will never go down.
Like,
Look at waste management.
Okay.
They drive garbage trucks. That's their market.
Yeah, you got to go to the sectors that you know that
As long-
are going to
like,
be safe forever.
Garbage will always need to be like picked up. Garbage will always need, and it's going to happen every week. And the city will always find the money to do it, like because you're not relying on like individual investors' funds. You're getting money from the government through contracts to do that. And as long as you can bid up and bid down your contracts, you can maintain control of your market. Capital waste management, like those dudes, like that's all they do. It's a safe thing to bet in. They pay good dividends. The stock price is not very volatile. Same thing like Walmart. Like, dude, like you think Walmart's gonna crash one day?
Yeah, you think Amazon's going to crash?
No
one
fucking
day?
way. Walmart is like they're just in so many places. They've got the market cornered. I mean, I know here in Boston, like because we're a larger city, that we don't have super Walmarts, but super Walmarts
Down
exist.
south is a huge.
Super Walmarts.
isn't the one in Saugus a super Walmart?
No.
No. Super Walmarts have like a
Do you know what a
dentist,
super Walmart
dentist
looks like?
office, like a medical clinic.
fair,
you
I
can get your
haven't been there much.
car repaired, gas station. Like
No, when I go to Jersey,
Dude, trust me, you'll
like
know.
there's like a eye clinic, a dentist. You can get your hair done, a grocery store.
yeah,
Yeah,
buy
I've been to the one in New
clothes.
Hampshire, I think.
I think they have
Yeah.
some in Maine and New
Yeah,
Hampshire.
they would have something like
Yeah.
that, man. Not here.
But like you think about what they're selling, not only are they selling like essentials, but they're selling it at the cheapest price because of the fucking volume they can buy in.
yeah.
Like if a recession ever hit, like sales at Walmart, like look at Costco and BJ's when coronavirus happened. When people thought there was going to be a recession, when they were worried, they want to start buying in bulk. Like those are the stocks that do well. Even under normal circumstances, they just still do okay. The only time they do
Yeah.
even better
But
is
you know
usually
what
when
does
market
it?
starts crashing.
You know what doesn't do okay in a coronavirus pandemic?
What is it?
AMC.
Movie theaters.
Movie fucking theaters.
Or
so what
or-
the fuck are
or
people
br- or
doing?
brick and mortar
Hey,
game
What are
stores.
people doing?
Hey, I'm invested.
Fucking
okay?
think. No, you're just invested in hype.
I don't think Costco.
No, exactly.
I don't think
I know
Costco
that.
stocks have like ever actually like went down. Honestly,
I don't
No,
think they've
and they
actually gone
really
up
have
either.
no.
like they're always.
They have no
Stagnant.
reason to crash.
Slow and steady, baby.
It's like that girl that's always, you know,
It's
always
always
there
there.
for
It's
you.
always there, you know, slow and steady. It's up 50 cents, down a quarter, up
Up.
75.
But I think it goes up
It
a
went
lot though.
this
No, yeah,
year.
yeah.
It did
Yeah.
really well, but that was like and instead, if you look over the past 5 years, I'm sure it's gone up like considerably. But over 5 years, if it's gone up like 15-20%, you'd be like, oh, that's not bad. Like returns wise, if you can afford to like invest 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, and hope for 20% back. But
I have a question. Do you think famous people should give stock advice online?
Who is
No.
giving? What famous people are giving stock?
celebrities?
So, like, for example, Elon Musk said Bitcoin and it went up $7,000.
Right, but that's not full blown saying you should buy Bitcoin. He just used his influencer power or the power of his Twitter account.
I'm not saying
just to
it's
say-
right or wrong. I'm just asking what do you guys think?
So here's the
no.
thing, right? Crypto is not necessarily stocks, because stocks is like stocks are
So we can listen to Elon all we want.
stocks
I
are.
listen to him no matter what.
we know what stocks are. The concept of stocks is not new. It's been around for hundreds of years.
Crypto
Like
is
it's
new.
simple. Crypto is different because you're not buying stocks. It's not a stock. You're basically
buying
investing.
hype.
No, not even. You're buying money.
You're investing in the future.
You're investing in a different currency. That's it. All you're doing is like exchanging one money for a different money. Bitcoin is not like a stock. Bitcoin is an actual currency that you can use to buy things places. Some places fucking accept Bitcoin. There's
I know.
Bitcoin ATMs.
PayPal and Cash App now does it too. By the way,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can buy Bitcoin on Cash App.
That's kind of cool.
And you can exchange as well.
Yes,
Like it's currency. You're basically betting on a type of currency. And do you believe cryptocurrency will go up? And which cryptocurrency, if you do you believe will go up? Is it Bitcoin? Is it Dog? Is it Ethereum? Is it fucking, I don't know,
Ripple.
Bitcoin Cat, Ripple,
Ripple.
There's one
I
called
liked
Civic.
Ripple.
XLM,
There's one called Civic.
Invest.
Yeah, not
X,
invest.
It
XLM.
went up actually. It went up from I saw it. It
XRP?
went,
Was it XRP?
it went up.
So like, do we believe in like digital currency instead?
Well,
And
I
should,
think that's
or
what
should
we're
we
moving
adopt it?
towards.
Should
Well,
we adopt
I mean,
it?
especially. Sorry, Ben.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Especially if like we're gonna stop using like actual cash, like dollar bills, coins. Like I
Well-
see that being like an actual thing.
I think the bigger
So-
thing is that it's decentralized. It's not linked to any country's bank.
Yeah, it's not linked to
Yeah.
any country's bank, and I think the dollar has lost its value. Like
Nah, it's not
we've
true. Not
we've
yet.
we've like not lost
Not
its value
yet. Yeah, not
completely,
yet, yeah.
but it's just like we print so much of it, and like we owe so much people money, and like I just like I was listening to this podcast, and they said that like for the stock market, hedge fund side of things, they're betting on money they don't have. So it's like the more money they throw at stuff, it's like they don't have it. So then that value of the dollar is just
Diminished.
non-existent.
Well,
It
that's
just-
inflation.
It doesn't make sense.
You're talking about like like when it came to the government bailouts that have happened yesterday, like recently. Like government sent us what was it, $2,000 check?
No.
Yeah.
When was that? $1,200 check? Not now, like in March.
Oh yeah,
It
$1,200.
was $1,200, right? They didn't just have that in the bank. The government is in debt.
Yeah.
The government's
Yeah.
heavily
Yeah,
in
but
debt.
that doesn't really exist in the eyes of the government.
They-
Exactly.
All they did was they printed some more money,
Yeah. that's
and then they
exactly what
fucking sent
did.
it out to
Then They
us.
sent it out.
right?
Correct.
That's what they did.
Yeah, like the $1 trillion debt that we're in doesn't really exist.
However, take away the government's ability to control the money supply
Mm-hmm.
and switch to a Bitcoin system
Mm-hmm.
where there's a decentralized currency. It just exists in the digital world.
And there's an end,
There's an end to.
and you can't mine more once that end reaches.
Okay. But how does the government then supply itself in times when the government is broke? Like we would not have been able to like inflate currency. You can't inflate Bitcoin. So if the government was in a position like we'd have been in a few months ago in March, where people weren't working, they had no money. They were like, fuck, like how do we, we got to increase unemployment payments. So we're going to do like the federal whatever extra that they gave every like
The
300, $400. And then they gave us the direct check. The government would not be able to do that in a decentralized system if they didn't have access to that much money in the bank. So, like, I like the concept of a digital cryptocurrency, but then there's like these emergency situations where you need governments to step in. What can they do if they themselves do not have?
We go to
The money.
Canada.
They could take out a loan
We go to
from
Canada.
who?
I mean,
Then you're talking about like the American government borrowing like trillions in Bitcoin from Canada. How do you pay it back with interest if there's limited amounts of money in existence?
Yeah.
Well,
Money supply has
So
to keep
since-
increasing.
since
Different
it's
cryptos.
harder, different crypto, but since it's harder to get a Bitcoin, every time you mine a Bitcoin, it gets more expensive.
Correct.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, you're mining.
that's why. So like these facilities that mine a Bitcoin are like acres and acres big. Like they have to be big enough to get to the next step. So they have supercomputers that like just do math equations all day long to get to the next. It's like a game. It takes months, years, days, weeks, whatever.
And anyone can do it.
basically, if you have the knowledge
And the
and the money,
you could easily just set up your own Bitcoin mining
yeah,
and mine Bitcoin yourself, and you just
Yeah.
have Bitcoin getting deposited into your account as you're mining it.
yeah.
Yeah, so people like set up like giant computer rigs themselves. and
People
they
have
do it.
teams. They work in teams.
I think the code and stuff is out there to do it. You just need to set
You
everything.
could buy used.
Yeah.
You could buy used Bitcoin rigs.
You can't. Why are they used?
I don't know. You tell me.
Because they're no
They're
longer
done.
work.
Yeah, they no longer work, but
Because-
you can still use them.
Yeah, because last generation they got the Bitcoin, and then they're like, this computer isn't strong enough to get the next
The
level
next,
of
yeah.
Bitcoin.
Mhm.
So then they sell it to buy a bigger rig.
Yeah, most
Motherfucker.
people just convert those rigs into PC games, and then cheat on Call of Duty. So that's about it.
Yo, yeah, like these are like $1 million units at this point.
Yeah,
I just seen the facilities. I never actually seen like the
no
whole,
people
like,
doing
yeah.
themselves.
It's like huge server rooms and
Yeah.
like cooling units because they have to stay cool, and like just a bunch of keyboards and monitors.
I've
and-
seen one where they have like water just fucking pumping nonstop.
yeah, that's like a water cooling system is way better than like a air.
cooled, yeah.
Air.
It also, like, if you think about, like, if the world adopted something like Bitcoin, how would that affect prices internationally and things? Because, like, you know, Sal, like, you go to Mexico and you're like, oh, like, a beer is cheaper here, because the value of the peso is different.
So it'd all be the same everywhere then.
But everybody would be getting paid in Bitcoin and paying for things in Bitcoin. So would that disrupt that?
No,
Like,
because like 30 Bitcoins here, for example, right? Let's say one Bitcoin, right? Let's just give it a low
The value?
small number, right?
What's the value?
One Bitcoin, let's say, is $100, right? That $100 here and that $100 in Mexico will get you two different places. It'll last you longer in Mexico than it probably will here.
So it's the
Correct,
same-
but that's because the value
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
it's
dollar is higher than the value of the
This
peso.
it's a completely new concept.
Yeah,
but
You have
Bitcoin-
to-
Bitcoin
you have
wouldn't
to-
be the
then
same,
we
though.
have to get
So
yeah,
then it'll
I
be
you
agree
go,
with
you bring a dollar and you get like whatever it is,
That-
like let's say
that's-
300
that's-
pesos.
that's
But
still
that's not the
using
case anymore. You go with a one Bitcoin and you'll have one Bitcoin when you're there,
Yeah,
and
the
things will
Bitcoin
cost
will
whatever a
be the
Bitcoin
same
is
everywhere.
worth.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's
yeah, I
that's
guess.
stepping away from the concept of different like
monetary
There's-
value.
yeah.
monetary value and what it means. This is decentralized. This means like the
It's
same
all the
to
same.
everything,
Same to
to
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah, correct.
It's the
And
same
in some
to-
ways it's
Yeah,
great,
but
but
it
in some
will-
ways it's like I don't even know how that would operate because the concept doesn't.
Well, that's the
How
thing.
could someone
So-
that makes like 1,000 pesos a month now be getting paid
1,000 Bitcoin.
1,000 Bitcoins a month?
So-
like, you know what I
so-
mean?
So now since it's decentralized, right? In order for it to be used in that sense, it would need to be centralized, right?
But that takes away like the biggest appeal to it is that nobody has
then
no
nobody
government
has
has control
control
over the
over it.
money supply. If you have a government have control that can like easily like because the U.S. government has control over the dollar supply. If the
Yeah.
U.S. government decides that we're going to print more money, all of a sudden there's more money in existence and inflation happens, and that's how this thing works. But you can't just like you said, Bitcoin ends. There's an
Yeah.
end date.
They
So,
say 21 something.
yeah, but also like Bitcoin's market cap is I don't know, but like the global market cap in money is like probably hundreds of trillions of dollars. Bitcoin is I don't know what Bitcoin's at right now. It may be like 50 billion. So like it's so far away from where it would need to be to match the global money supply. But the global money supply is constantly growing and inflation's constantly a thing unless you find a way to deflate it. But how do you like it's fucking crazy to think about. I don't know how we would ever like solve the problems like I just brought up. How does a centralized system switch to a decentralized system and still do the things,
Well,
operate the
I'll
way
tell you
government
what, Ben.
operates? Irvin, you work in finance.
None of
you should
us
have
here
some
has
fucking
the
answer.
answer.
You know what?
You work in finance. Fuck you. You
When-
work at BNY.
When
Why do you
Chris-
always assume I know everything? 'cause I
BYU.
work in
Chris
finance?
figures it out, he'll let us
Listen,
know.
once Chris figures out what a Bitcoin is, I'll let you know.
I'm on it.
There's Bitcoin ATMs now, though.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, you
Where
can go
at?
to you can go to a place and you can cash
Where
your
are those?
Bitcoins.
Yeah, let
I
me
know
catch
there's
a
a few of them in
Bitcoin.
Florida, but they definitely exist like around here as well.
Oh, you know
Oh,
what we
damn.
do? We steal one and rob the Bitcoin out of it. Because they're coins, right?
They're gold coins.
If
Like the one in Mario?
If-
Where every time you
you hit it, if
level
we
up.
did adopt Bitcoin, would we then also like create a cash, like a physical version of it as well?
no, because
No.
it's digital, dude.
It's all digital.
It's
man.
all
That's the
digital.
whole
It'll be all
point is
digital.
that-
The whole
point
point is that
it's-
nothing
I
is
can
physical.
control it with this.
And,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
another thing is like some places are not, some like entire countries, economies are not optimized to take digital payment.
So we give them all iPhones.
There's entire like countries like I mean like big places too. Like you go to somewhere like Bangladesh
maybe
with like
that's
350 million fucking people.
Maybe that's why
Cash
fucking,
is constantly like is the standard.
but
Oh,
maybe
in
that's,
Algeria too, like
Cash.
where I'm from, there's no such thing as credit cards.
Yeah.
Like maybe one out of
I'm never going.
a couple thousand people.
So
have
you
it.
need like stable global internet all the time because if for any reason the internet went down, you would have no way. The entire economy would shut down because there is no more exchange.
Well,
of,
dude,
I like that idea.
yo, bro, there's like Google and Facebook are going out there giving fucking like
iPads and stuff, yeah.
iPads and internet to
but
like
no longer
farm
would they be
folk,
able, you would
know?
not be able to have a company in control of the internet because effectively they would also be in control of the economy. Because if Google ever decided
man.
I'm not giving Boston free internet anymore, all of a sudden, however, hundreds of thousands of
he's
people
right.
no
Yo,
longer have access
yo.
to use their money.
He's right.
Yeah,
because
but
they wouldn't
okay,
have internet.
But that's when the role of of government would kick in.
That's what I mean.
The
Like
role
Apple,
of government, the role
Apple,
of
all them guys would have to get absorbed into the government to get their technology to be able to supply
Or
internet to everyone. Otherwise,
Wow.
because you couldn't have a private company in control.
That's
or
right.
at least,
He's right.
or at least a company that always provides access to Bitcoin. If right now, if we have Comcast, we have the right to have access to Bitcoin.
Unless-
nothing else. That's the
No,
only way that it would
Comcast
work.
don't
Unless
give
they
you shit.
allow,
Well, I'm
unless
just
they
saying,
allow
that's the
basic
only way.
internet to be free. Unless they allow basic internet out there to be like, okay, cool, this amount of
Internet
basic
will never be
internet.
free.
Even then,
Like
you
this
want to.
amount.
That's
Whatever
what's
this
the
is,
new
whatever I
fucking
have
terrorism? What's the new fucking
The
terrorism?
new terrorism
Like,
is internet
cyber
cuckolding.
fucking terrorism, like
Internet
hacking, all that
cuckolding.
kind of shit becomes that much more
Yeah.
deadly because now like all money is there. There is no
Yeah,
like
you can't hack Bitcoin. It's like it's
I
like
think-
in a
I
digital
think-
cube. So imagine like a what is it called? A Rubik's cube?
It's always
It's
changing.
always changing. So every time you try to hack in, whatever wall you were trying to hack into has already moved 16 spaces.
However,
Holy
there's
shit.
not as much emphasis on it now. If we were to change to it, like in a system where where Bitcoin becomes the global currency, you better fucking believe that so will like the amount of money, the amount of effort in that money hackers are putting in to develop, like it's gonna scale up with it. The efforts that are made by hackers to steal it.
No, but every time so
Who says it's going to stop the government?
No,
But
no,
you
no.
also,
It's
it's
like
not
a-
about hacking Bitcoin at this point. Now, like Bitcoin is your bank account.
Yeah, so you
No,
You
just
just
no,
need
no,
to
you-
hack into a bank
you
account and
can't-
you can transfer money around
no, you
because you need
can't.
to have that ability.
because you can't hold Bitcoin in a bank account. It has
Not
to be
now.
in a ledger.
Not now. But I mean, like if I owe you money and I need to send you Bitcoin, that
Ledger.
Bitcoin will be in an account somewhere.
Ledger to ledger.
How could someone not hack into the account, not the Bitcoin, not the Bitcoin
Ledger,
itself?
because then your bank account would have a subcategory for your ledger. So it's like a secure wallet for crypto.
Yes, but like I said, from my phone, if I want to
Yes.
be able to send you Bitcoin,
Yes.
I would log in, I would go to Venmo, I would type your name, and I would send it.
Yes.
If somebody
and
could,
how does it get it from Venmo?
I don't know.
It has an account linked to your ledger.
But my point is, like, what if someone just figured out my Venmo password, signed in, and
But
they
they
could now
wouldn't-
send
Okay,
Bitcoin
that's-
around?
okay,
I just want
that's-
your nudes.
But they wouldn't know your ledger password because no matter what you.
So you would need a second password.
Yes.
But
It's a
the-
24
password for the
karat key.
password.
It's a 24 karat key that you need to access your Bitcoin every time. That's how secure it is.
losing a phone then would be fucking dead.
Yes, because
Because if
have
they
you
could
seen,
hack into your phone and they could do that kind of stuff, then they could easily.
have you seen the guy that lost his 24 karat number?
And he has like $200 million
He has
in
a-
Yes.
yeah, he
Bitcoin.
has a shit
Yes.
ton of money in
No.
there.
All you have to do is forget that password, and nobody can touch it.
But they're going to simplify that if that becomes global currency. 24
No, they don't-
password is not a practical solution for
No.
people over 80 years old that
They-
have to use this new currency.
And they understand that. So like later
even
on,
That's what I
kids,
mean. It's
bro.
going to get easier.
No, so later on, I think it'll probably get more difficult to hack, but simpler to access.
Can we just
like
do the suggested
facial-
password
Shut up.
Apple gives us?
That thing is already fucking impossible.
Save it.
That's like, how about this?
Save it.
I'm like, I can't even see the end of the password to write it down anywhere. So I don't know what, like, I can't even use
Listen,
it.
I use that all the time, bro. Apple
you?
never wrongs.
No, I have one password.
No, I never
You guys
fucking
should
use
get
that
one
shit.
password.
No, because it's just one. Once they get that
No,
one
is that an app?
password,
Is
it's
that an
over.
app?
So one
Yeah, it's
password
an
is an app. It's like a password wallet.
It's like a hacker's dream, bro. All you gotta do is get one password.
No, so you no, fuck you.
Fucking hacker stream.
So they don't. Like when you log in, everything is in stars.
I know.
So it's like when you go to log into like Facebook, for example,
Yeah.
it says like, "Would you like to use one password?"
Yeah.
And you enter your one password.
Correct.
So you would never see your password.
Yeah, I know. I never see my porn
Math.
premium passwords. So.
Math, yo. Science, bitch.
Anyway, but fucking this week they blew up fucking Doge. I call it Dog. I refuse to call it Doge.
Well, you
It's
just
Doge.
called
too much
it
more
Doge.
work. It's too much more work.
Doge.
It's
Bro.
Doge.
Going to the fucking moon.
You just
bro.
called it Doge, by the way.
I called it
Yeah.
Doge because I was referring to
And you
the
just called it-
colloquial term by all you losers. I call it Dog because that's what it is. I'm gonna
It's
call it
Doge.
Shiba Coin.
Listen, everyone's here has invested, right, this week, except Chris. Except Chris, right?
Yeah.
Except Chris.
So, Chris, after seeing all this wreck, are you still going to invest?
He doesn't even know the rec. Okay, check this out,
He
Chris.
lost his password
I
already.
bought at 0.3.
He didn't use one
0.03.
password?
Okay, so I bought stocks when it was 0.03.
He doesn't know what
It
that
jumped
means.
to 0.07
He
to
still doesn't
7
know what that
cents.
He basically doubled his money in
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a couple
no,
hours.
no, I didn't.
Well, if
I
you
let
went
it
from 0.3 to 0.7, you doubled your money.
Yeah, but then my dumbass waited it out because I was like, I
Because
bought
he was
into
like,
the
to the
hype.
moon. We're going to $1, baby.
We're going to
Crash.
$1, baby. Then it
fucking
We're gonna jump
crashed.
10,000% in the next 3
but
hours.
Then it went up. Hey, listen. Moral of the story is, I made 100.
Don't do what you did.
No, I
No.
made
Got it.
$100.
No.
I made $100 in the first round. Then I went again so I can get a little bit more money, and I made another $100.
So the moral story, Chris, is don't fucking believe the hype. All right, just invest what you love.
Buy Doge this fucking week.
don't listen.
Once everybody's money clears, Robin Hood,
whatever he's doing, don't fucking do it.
Dog will
'Cause do
never
it.
hit that number because Bitcoin is
Doge.
already the standard.
Yo, you do not listen to the majority of people because the majority of people are
Bitcoin
idiots.
and
Bitcoin and Ethereum, are the
Ethereum. That's
standard.
it is.
There's
Yeah,
no,
it's
there
literally
really is no
Bitcoin
other competitor.
and Ethereum. Like if you're not putting your money in one or the other, everything else is like you better be putting in like
A lot,
$5,000
yeah.
for it to go up like 2 or 3 pennies for you to see
Listen,
a profit.
for Bitcoin
it's
right
just
now,
like
if
if
you
you
not
want to be
worth
the
it.
shit, you get Doge. To the moon. I'm gonna be
It's
a
like-
fucking
it's
ape
like
astronaut, bro.
The only reason like
Going
Dog
out there,
exists
bunch of
is to
apes.
fucking
Going
like
to Mars.
buy and sell it to make money to buy Bitcoin.
colonies.
Yeah.
That's it. There's like Dogcoin is not like a practical thing for anything.
it's not real.
It's tiny. There's no
Nothing
there's
is
no
really
use.
real. Like, you
There
know
is
what I
no
mean?
use
Like,
for
it's
it.
real. You know, though?
Not right now, but once it gets to $1, it's lit.
By that point, like Bitcoin, if Dogcoin ever gets to $1, it's only because Bitcoin got to like 100K.
Well, Chris, I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
And let me say this here first. 2021. Today is January 31st. By the end of the year,
End of the year,
100K Bitcoin.
million.
You said it, Chris. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Why would
And
you say
then-
that, Chris?
and then-
Chris
and
doesn't
then,
even know
yes.
what Bitcoin is.
So Chris, why
He doesn't even know the value of one
why are
Bitcoin.
you reserved? Why do you not want to bet? Why do you not
it's
want to
because
Well,
invest?
it's not
Do
betting,
I-
right? Why don't you want to invest?
Why do I want to invest?
Well, it's a bet.
Because
You know that.
I mean,
It's-
exactly. I'm not. I'm
It's
not
a
get,
calculated
exactly.
investment.
I joined for
You could-
complete political reasons. That's it. Just for political
I
reasons.
fucking
That's
love
why I
Sal.
joined.
You're
In
not
3
fucking the
days-
hedges on Dogcoin.
I mean,
Let him think it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
you know,
They're gonna
if
short
I'm not
Doge.
guaranteed to make money, then like
Nothing
is guaranteed.
Nothing's
exactly nothing's
guaranteed.
guaranteed. But you know, it's just like, oh my god,
all
like,
about
I
the
could,
fucking
I,
thrill
it
of
could
the
go
ride.
either really good or
No.
like really bad.
No.
Always really
Dude,
good.
What we
if
said in the
you-
beginning is there's ways to just have safe investing.
There's always
Yeah.
safe investments. Always.
But again,
me,
always.
I'm
but you're,
stupid.
But you're barely making.
I don't
anything,
do
you're
it.
barely making anything off the safe
it's,
investments,
it's,
right?
It's
Yeah, but you're
long
barely,
term.
but you're barely making anything in your savings account.
So
Yeah,
so
dude.
right
barely,
now,
barely is like. Well, first
not
off, yeah,
barely.
Irvin's totally correct. Your bank
Yeah.
is not gonna pay you anything.
Yeah, having your money sit in a
so
fucking bank is
so
the worst
right
thing you can do
now,
for your money.
right now you're investing $0.00 and making $0.00.
Yeah.
If you invest $5, for example, on something and you make $1 a year, like
Let's say GameStop.
if you're just chilling and you're not
Yo.
worried about that,
Dogecoin.
if
Or
you're
Doge.
adding small amounts of money, for example, right now Apple and Tesla are like discounted like crazy.
Yo, I bought it at $7.85.
And
bro.
those-
hop on.
and
You got
those-
Tesla at 785.
$7.85.
You got a good deal.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
those
saying.
those two are like the industry standard in like
Yeah, dude.
Tesla?
fucking
Tesla by itself is worth more than all of the other car companies in the world combined.
yes.
All of them. The entire world.
Yeah.
Toyota, Volkswagen, Honda, Audi, everything that you want to combine together is not worth as much as Tesla
Listen,
alone,
you're literally
which is
losing,
fucking insane.
You're literally losing money just by not investing because inflation goes up every year.
Hey, you're right.
So if
So-
you invested
so if
and
you-
like it's I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Evan.
go
It's
ahead.
it's more long term. It's more for like a safety deposit box where you just put in money and then like 2 or 3 years down the road you're like, oh wow, I got $100. Like
Yeah.
you're not thinking about that money. It's just sitting there
Yeah, just
growing for
sitting
you.
there.
Even
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
just wanted, even if you just went up by 1% every year, that is so much better than what you would get from a
By just doing
bank.
nothing.
A bank,
Yeah.
even your bank savings account pays you
Yeah.
like 1% of 1%.
So let's not say amounts on here, but you heard what me and Ben did,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That wasn't just like we woke up one day and was like,
yeah, if you
all
think
right,
it's easy, it's not.
it's not easy at all whatsoever.
No, it's not an overnight.
Yeah,
fucking
it's not.
thing.
You fail a lot.
Yeah.
You fail a lot. But like how I was telling Irvin, fail down low. Fail at the penny stocks.
Yeah.
You'll fail and lose $100 here or there. So
Just
that
to
when-
learn.
or
so-
more, honestly.
so that when you do hit, so that when you like are confident and you're fucking ready and you put $1,000 into something and you're like, I've read it up, I know what this company's worth, I know where this market is going. This shit's gonna be, it's a $10 right now, it's gonna be $50 in the next 3 months. Like, no fucking way, it's not gonna be.
But if you're chicken shit and pussy out,
But also, like, it takes you some time to figure shit out.
yeah.
it does.
So
I'm
you
not
lose
lo-
$100 here, you lose $50 there, like whatever, because
whatever.
you're not playing with tens of thousands of dollars. You're
I'm
playing with a
not-
G or $500 here and there.
I am not a long-term investor. I
I
cannot.
am.
Yeah.
I
no,
cannot.
Islam's a different type of.
I'm like
investor.
this.
I'm with him, dude. I like the short shit. I like let's go right now. 2 weeks in, get out.
You like the
ASAP.
high?
Yeah, yo, it's lit. It's lit.
It's a high.
But you
It's
know
a
what?
high.
Once
It's
you
a high.
once you
it's a different form of gambling.
once
bro,
once
which
you
is
make
lit.
enough, like once you like, I mean, it sounds like far, right? But like, if you can get like to 100K, which I know it sounds like relatively hard, right? It's like shit, like 100K in my bank account sounds like crazy. But through careful, like someone pays you like 40, 50K a year. It sounds impossible, but if you can save and be very cautious about your money and not spend and not buy into anything new and just conserve, and you can get to 100K. There are companies that
You know
will
what?
pay you 7% a
lem-
year just for holding the stock.
Let me just put it into
That's true.
perspective. Check this out. At the start of the pandemic, let's say you just went into you just had $2,000 and you invested the $2,000 straight with Tesla. Okay, back in back in like March, it was like $80. You know how much it's worth right now? 800. Well, it's $790.
Well,
But 800.
It's $1,000 stock.
You know how much
Yeah.
you would made? $100,000. About 96, about $96,000.
Betting on something that you really didn't even need much research.
Tesla
Could
was just
buy
smart.
Tesla.
Tesla is a $1,000 stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tesla.
the price target for a couple
Yeah.
people.
All right, let's
actually.
make it even easier. All right, I know how you are. You're lazy. We're all pretty much lazy.
Yeah, we're all
we,
lazy.
We
Well,
all get
I mean,
lazy.
speak for yourself.
This
I
is
mean,
the most laziest thing you could ever fucking do in your life and still make money.
Yeah.
Like you are literally in bed pushing buttons like maybe once or twice a week.
And that's
Or
if you
every
do
day
value.
if
If you
you're-
do like value investing, like I do.
Well,
But if
think
you
about it,
if you
okay?
want to like play like Islam, like you might check a few times a day. But it's also totally dependent on you. You might not.
And
Like,
you already play and push buttons on a fucking Xbox controller.
So
Just
think
transfer
about
those
it.
skills over to your phone.
you know what I mean?
Facts.
anyway,
All right.
100K. If you can get $100,000, I think if you invest carefully, you could set yourself up for life.
Yeah.
If you invested in December, mid-December, if you invested $1,000, an example, for Bitcoin, you would have made $5K in 1 month
Yeah.
from mid-December to about mid-January.
All right, but we're not starting him with fucking Bitcoin.
But-
No,
but
we're not
I'm
starting
just-
with
But
Bitcoin.
you guys,
I'm just telling
but did
you.
you guys do that?
You know what we did. So what I'm
I
saying
just
to you
joined 3
is
days
like,
ago, bro. I'm sorry.
in one day,
Dude, in one day,
He
I
made
made
$200.
$2,000.
but he made $200 in
2,000 is better.
Islam,
knowing
we get it.
nothing.
What was your
Knowing
worst
nothing,
day?
bro. I'm stupid,
Huh?
man.
What was your worst day?
Right now, yesterday was I lost $10.
I don't know. I would
man.
have
That
to-
shit- That shit.
I would
What,
have
do-
to
what do you,
check.
roughly, right? Roughly. We don't need to talk about amounts or anything,
Lost
but I'm
10
curious.
bucks,
What do you think? What was your worst day that you can remember?
He doesn't even know.
Yeah, he did.
6 maybe 7.
Racks?
Yeah, that's a rough one.
God damn. That's pretty rough.
Did you cry?
You would have cried.
Oh, I would.
The
Oh my
fuck?
god! I know. I'm not saying
No,
that.
but the
I
whole
would've
point is
fucking
that no,
cried,
hold up.
though.
The whole point is that he made it up though afterwards.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Facts.
No, for sure.
No, but you know how that is when you lose something in a day.
I've had way worse than that.
No, 100%. Yeah.
100%.
But like when you get there and you're like, you just turn white and you just look at your
Oh, it
screen
hurts.
and it's just like
And you're like, bro, like I just lost 6 months worth of fucking work. Like,
you're just like staring at it and like you're sweating, your heart's beating, your watch is telling you to breathe. You're just like,
there's also days where you'll just check your phone and it's like, hey, you're up $10,000 today, and you're like,
All right.
your heart drops and you're like, holy fucking shit.
should I sell?
I mean, yeah,
should I
sometimes
sell?
Some days are like that. So, moral of the story, not moral of the story. The end of the story is, Chris, are you going to invest after today?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I will.
We'll see.
Well, I don't care
We'll
what you
see,
think,
folks.
to be honest.
All right, well,
I'm usually right.
you can check the podcast next week, and we'll give you a live update.
You know,
on
we
Chris's
will give you a live
investment
update,
jersey.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, let's give you.
But as of right now, we're out of time. We hope you enjoyed your walk with us through the world of.
Invest in AMC. I need the money. Everybody, please invest.
This
Keep
is next
holding.
week. This is next week's
Keep
episode, so we'll
holding.
see.
Hold the
Keep
line.
Hold the
holding.
line.
Yeah.
Hold the line
Wait,
to
they
the
won't hear
fucking
this until
moon,
next
people.
week.
They won't hear this till next
I
week.
won't hear this till next.
Keep holding. Buy more.
If next week it's still like this, hold.
Hold.
Thank you for
Tell your
joining us.
friends.
Thank you for joining us again, everybody. We'll see you again next week.
Buy Bitcoin.
Goodbye.
Buy Bitcoin.
Peace.
Fuck.